Welcome back to Daytona, the Gatorade Duels. J.J. Yaley moved over to Hall of Fame Racing, and he's made a pit stop here. All right, we're going to show you what happens here to Brian Vickers and to Boris Said right there. Said is right in the middle as they round turns 1 and 2 in the white car.
You can see Vickers gets a heck of a run on the high side through turn 2, and you can see it there just barely gets into the left rear quarter panel, but it doesn't take much at 190 miles per hour.
Reed Sorensen in the 41 got into the back of Paul Menard, but appeared not to suffer any damage. Dick Bergman?
Well, Brian Vickers is going to have to race his way into the Daytona 500. He is not in the top 35 in owner points. He did make a pit stop. The crew changed 4 tires. There is no apparent damage to the car, but his crew chief, Kevin Hamlin, is working with this driver for the first time. When he tried to talk to him, he was pressing the wrong button. So it took him quite a while to communicate until Hamlin found the right button on his radio.
Thanks, Dick. Vickers has 2 chances to get into this race. One is to race his way in, be one of the top 2 finishers not already qualified. The other chance he has is if Joe Nemechek or David Rudiman races their way in, then Vickers would be the next car added to the field based on qualifying speed. Right now, that appears to be his best chance. As we go back to green, 5 laps complete. Ryan Newman complete in the lead, and you watch the speed build on Fox Tracks.
It takes almost a full lap with this carburetor restrictor plate to get all the way up to speed. You can see when it went off into turn 1, just over 150 miles per hour.
I'm going to tell you something. Doesn't take a lap to get up to speed down there where I was.
they were fast at 55 miles per hour.
Them babies are coming at you now. I'm telling you, that's wild.
Now, an interesting car in this mix is riding in 3rd place, and that's the Blue Deuce of Kurt Busch. Busch is the series' most recent past champion, so he knows he'll be in the 500 should he race his way in today in one of those top 2 spots, because he's not a top 35-point team. Then Dale Jarrett would be the next driver eligible for the Champions Provision. So right now, somewhere in that garage area, Dale Jarrett is rooting for Kurt Busch.
I was going to say, Dale hopes to race his way in. He's got a fast race car, but yeah, he's pulling for that Blue Deuce.
Look at the top of your screen. Newman's position 1 is in gray. He's locked into the field. Nemechek and Kurt Busch right now are in the 2 transfer positions. The drivers like Boris Said, who have to try to race their way in, who are not right now in a transfer position, they'll be shown in yellow.
Yeah, the easiest thing for Dale Jarrett is let that 2 car do all the work.
Yes, sir.
And he doesn't have to worry.
Matt Yoakum.
And if Dale Jarrett is scanning Kurt Busch's radio, he's pretty jacked up, because Busch said under that caution, my car feels great. The balance is excellent.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You got to tip your hat. We've said it over and over again. Look at that 78 car out there, hanging right there with the lead pack, and actually pulling up here with the Carl Edwards right on his back bumper, going for the lead.
Joe Nemechek got released when Ginn Racing folded into DEI, Dale Earnhardt Inc. Picked up a ride with this team late in the season, replacing Kenny Wallace. Whoa, gets a little bump there from Boris Said. And the fellow they call Front Row Joe, now racing for a team based out of Denver, Colorado, trying to race his way into the 500.
And what's important about him being up there, Mike, is it shows that qualifying run. That wasn't a fluke. Got a good race car. I can run with these.
I'll tell you what's impressive right now, though, those 2 Penske Dodges, Ryan Newman in the 12, Kurt Busch in the 2, not that fast on qualifying day, but I think they've got these cars driving good, which is so important today, especially looking forward to Sunday.
8 laps complete, and look at this field, Darrell. They are still lined up 2 by 2 like they're on a pace lap.
Well, they really are, and today is ideal conditions, Mike. It's cool. The track's got a lot of grip. That really complements not only this car, any race car.
Neither driver can break out front alone. How about Newman, Steve?
Mike, he likes his car. He said it's just a little bit tight in 2. His father, Greg, high atop the Speedway, spotting for him, saying the 2 car and the guys behind you following you just like a string.
And Mike and Larry, keep an eye on that 2 car, because in practice, a number of times we saw him drive off in the corner and totally lose that car. I think the handle goes away on that car in a hurry.
One thing I've noticed, if you look right behind Reed Sorensen in that 41 car, remember, 3 Hendrick cars had to go to the rear of the field. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88, Casey Mears in the 5, Jimmy Johnson in the 48. 10 laps, they're working their way to the front, working together. Trouble for Kurt Busch in the 2 car, though.
He's off the pace.
He slowed down going down here going into turn 1, started slowing down and falling back through the field.
I think our engine's done for the day.
Wow.
Roll.
We stay green as they come around to complete lap 10.
You'll see him here. He gets caught in the middle, and all of a sudden he just starts slowing down. And that's why I said when he went by, I said keep an eye on him because there might be something wrong with him.
Tell you what, you get in trouble in the front of that pack of wolves. It's a close call.
Pat?
And Kurt Busch came on the radio, Mike, and said there's smoke in the cockpit. He has switched the ignition boxes and checked a lot of the other gauges and switched the other switches. Right now, he has no power.
So this helps put the puzzle together. Kurt Busch will start 43rd in the Daytona 500 in the champion's provisional position. That means Dale Jarrett in the next race and Bill Elliott driving the Wood Brothers number 21 in this race don't have a provisional to fall back on and have to race their way in.
You know, we were talking about how impressive we are with Joe Nemechek in that 78 car. How about Boris said in that 60 car? He knows what he has to do. He was by far the fastest Ford on qualifying day, and he's showing that his qualifying run wasn't a fluke either.
And here comes a kid down on the bottom right there in that Target 41 car that showed me the other night that he's matured a lot. He ran really well in the Bud Shootout, got a fast race car, and using his head, I might say.
Tell you what, though, that outside line, they are stacking up over there. You see that 88 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. We talked about him bringing his teammates with him. There you see the aerial view. They are a-coming.
Why is the outside lane why has that become the fast lane here?
Because the fast race cars are in it right now, I think.
Because Junior's in it. All right, that's all I needed to know.
And you get a great run off in the corner when you're up on the outside. You're side drafting, really.
Reed Sorensen leads Ryan Newman and Joe Nemechek. 12 laps complete.